Welcome to the Adventures in Alchemy podcast, where we share tips, techniques, and true stories to support you in using the law of attraction and alchemy to create magic and live the life of your dreams. Here's your host, the founder of DailyAlchemy.com, Michelle Martin Dobbins.
Hey there, it is Michelle Martin Dobbins from DailyAlchemy.com, and today I want to talk to you about claiming your 5-star service. You probably have a thought that comes to mind when you think about 5-star service, like a 5-star hotel. It's the best, and you're going to get waited on hand and foot. And sometimes we have issues around deserving that, and who are we that we should be treated that way? And, that is just a story, and it's not like you're getting 5-star service is going to take away from somebody else getting 5-star service. And I'm going to tell you a trick on how you can get claim your own 5-star service, or how I manifested my 5-star service. First, I'm going to tell you about the 2 things that happened to me in the past 2 weeks that were just to me, pretty amazing 5-star service experiences. And then I'm going to tell you how I created that. So first, I have a washing machine that we bought 4 months ago. And when our cleaning lady got here last week to do laundry, and that's another story in and of itself, but I do not like doing laundry. So over time, I did come to a point where I don't usually do very much laundry anymore, because I have someone who comes in twice a week who does laundry. And that for me, okay, just a little tangent, that for me was a very guilty thing for a long time. But I've learned that I can do other things in that time that are really important other than laundry, and doesn't make me a bad person. So back to the washing machine. She came. I was throwing in some clothes to start a load before she got here, and it wouldn't work. And I was like, oh no. And when she got here, she was like, oh, it did that a few weeks ago. And I unplugged it and plugged it back in. We went through this, and I called, and the customer service line was like, okay, yeah, was Monday. And they're like, we can have somebody out there on Wednesday to take a look at it. So I was kind of happy with that, because that's only 2 days. That's not long. And in my brain, I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. I have 4 kids, so 6 people, lots of laundry. I'm just going to bag up the laundry and take it to the laundromat today while she's cleaning the house, and then I'll bring it back And so I actually had bagged up the laundry, and then she's like, hey, it started working again. So I was like, okay, woohoo, no days without laundry, even though I was totally content to take it to the laundromat, not a big deal. So I got my laundry done, but I knew that there was some kind of glitch that needed to be fixed in the washer. So I kept the scheduled appointment. And here is the amazing thing. I don't know. I've heard horror stories from friends who've had washers go out, and they've had to wait for weeks to get someone out there. And then once they came out, they're like, oh yeah, you're going to need a part. I'll be back in a few weeks. And I know someone who's been dealing for 2 or 3 months without their washer. And they have lots of kids like me. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I'm calling in, right? I'm calling in easy peasy, washers getting fixed before you even know it. So the guy calls me on Tuesday. He says, hey, this is Kyle. I'm coming out to fix your washer tomorrow. Let me know what's it doing. And I explained it to him. And this is where the magic starts. First of all, it's kind of magic that my appointment was only 2 days later. And then the guy calls me the day before to confirm it, because a lot of times I've just not had that level of service with these kinds of things. And he's like, okay, so I'm pretty sure it's this board. And so I'm going to go ahead and overnight that board to your house. It should be there at 10:30. And then I should arrive around that time too. And I'll put it in for you. And can you believe it? That happened. They overnighted the part to my house. It arrived on my doorstep around 10:30. Mr. Kyle was there very shortly thereafter, was in my house for all of 30 minutes, fixed my washer. Amazing. I was just like, you're kidding me. This is magic 5-star washer service. And he was just really nice and polite. Ended up giving him a tip because I was just amazed. Anyway, so that was my 5-star service with my washer. The next thing that happens is my husband and I had come to the decision that we needed to get a new car. My husband usually gets a new car several times a year because he just loves to play with cars and like get them all pimped out. I don't know what the word is, pimped out. You know, he puts every single accessory on it and the special wheels, the special this, and like that's his little hobby, de-stress thing. But then once there's nothing to do to it, he sells it and gets a different car. I, on the other hand, I'm like, got a car, it's paid for, I'm good until it's not good. And I had this Suburban for 5 years, really liked it. I'm kind of a nut. Our family, we always name our cars. And so it was the Diamond Crystal Cruiser, DC Cruiser for short. And I loved this car, but I had it for 5 years and I drive a lot. So there was over 110,000 miles on it and started having like issues where I had the engine light come on when I was traveling with the kids out of state. And so we decided that, yeah, okay, maybe it's time. And I was like thinking, I don't want to do this. I'm not going to do this because normally when we purchase a car, we go to like 10 different dealerships because my husband wants to check out like everything and like who are we going to get the best deal from? Who has this in stock? Who has that in stock? And no offense if you sell cars, absolutely none. But hanging out in car dealerships is just, for me, it's not a good vibe. I do not enjoy most of them. And that's probably my own story, but it just feels like they want to sell you something so bad and the energy doesn't feel good. Just like, So I was kind of like, how about you take care of it? And my husband's like, we have a neighbor in our neighborhood who I think is a general manager of a car dealership. I'm just going to call him because I heard that he did that. And of course, we've lived here and didn't realize that was what he did for work for a while. But so he calls up the gentleman who lives right around the corner from us and says, hey, we're thinking about this. And he's like, you know what? I'm out of town, but when I come back in town on Sunday night, I'll swing by my dealership and I'll bring you a brand new Suburban. And then I'll drop it off at your house and I'll take yours in and look at it and see what we give you for trade-in. So he does that. He brings us this new Suburban and he takes the old one. And so I'm driving the new one around and it's nice. I'm not going to lie. It's a very nice car with all the little bells and whistles that I'm like, I don't need all these, but I like them. I can't help it. I do like them. So then we decide to go ahead and buy the car. And he comes to our house and brings us the paperwork and we sign it. And we financed it through our own bank. And so we went there and signed the papers they had all ready for us. Took us like 5 minutes. And then he was like, I really want to detail it because it was kind of messy. So if you don't mind, I'll take it with me tomorrow. I'll get it detailed. So after I drove my kids to school and came back to the house, he came, got the car, took it, had it detailed, had someone drive it back to me. And the man's like, okay, I want to make sure you know how everything in the car works. He actually went through the whole thing, sat with me for like 40 minutes, showed me how all the gadgets worked and did all of that. And then they're like, by the way, if you need an oil change, just call me up. I'll pick it up from my house, drive it to the dealership, get the oil change, and then send it back to you. I'm like, you are kidding me. Like, this is the best 5-star service car buying experience. I did not step on a car lot. The car was brought to me. Everything was brought to me, except for the bank just down the road went and signed the papers. Like, oh my goodness. It was amazing. And so how did I get so lucky to experience this? I believe that I went through the Gold Life bundle that I sold. We did a Body Love Alchemy class. And so during that month that we did that, I spent a lot of time just working on giving my body love and really taking 5-star service Giving 5-star service to my own body, finding good, healthy foods for it to eat, making sure I got enough sleep, telling myself good stories about my health, taking me time, and just loving my body for where it is right now. And that, I believe that is the secret, right? The secret to claiming 5-star service for all of us is that we have to give it to ourselves first, right? We have to decide that we're worthy of being treated like a VIP, and then we have to treat ourselves like a VIP. We can't expect anybody else to treat us like a VIP if we don't treat ourselves like a VIP. And that may have different meanings for everyone, but starting with just treating your body right is a really good place to start, because then you're going to raise your vibration and you start to come to expect certain treatment, and you carry around that vibration of someone who is worthy. And when you do that, then that is the ticket to claiming your 5-star service. So give it a whirl. It doesn't necessarily happen overnight, and sometimes it does. I mean, sometimes you spend a day working on your own stuff, and then everybody else is like, here, let us give 5-star service to you. But it's just keep working on it, and don't be like, oh, I treated myself like a VIP for a week and nothing good happened, or I did it for a month and nothing good happened. Guess what? You deserve to treat yourself like a VIP for the rest of your life, right? You deserve that, and that doesn't take away from anybody else, okay? Everybody out there who listens to me who has mom guilt or any other kind of guilt, you treat yourself like a VIP, then you can give it to others too. You can give 5-star service to other people much better after you've given it to yourself. It's just a win-win all the way around. It's taking from no one, and it gives you more to give, and it opens you up to receive more as well. So please, please, please give yourself 5-star service, and then look around and see what happens. And just a little note, you also may want to throw in, you want to throw in an intention that you're raising your vibration and you're going to receive 5-star service now that you're giving yourself 5-star service. Because sometimes we do have those old stories like we don't deserve to receive from other people. But the more you work on giving it to yourself, but also being open to receive it from other avenues as well. So go out, claim your 5-star service, have a wonderful day, create some magic and some wonderful 5-star experiences. I would love to hear about them. You can reach me at dailyalchemy.com, and I'm sending you big hugs. Namaste. Would you like some help creating more magic in your life? I've got a ton of freebies and goodies for you. They're all tucked away inside my magical freebie vault. You can get free access, though. You just have to go to www.dailyalchemy.com/magical-freebie-vault. Again, that's dailyalchemy.com/magical-freebie-vault. And when you get there, you can just plug in your name and email, and you will get instant access to all kinds of goodies. There are daily and weekly manifesting planners, the How to Shift Your Vibe in 5 Minutes e-kit that has audios and a workbook. There are moon manifesting planners and daily love lists and money trackers and all kinds of goodies right there. I didn't want to make you have to go to a bunch of different pages and sites and wait for certain freebies to come out. So I just took all of my freebies and put them in one place where you could just sign up one time and download any of them that you want at any time that you needed. So you can just head on over to dailyalchemy.com/magical-freebie-vault and download them today. Have a magical day.
Thanks for listening to the Adventures in Alchemy podcast. Connect with me on thedailyalchemy.com or Facebook at facebook.com/Michelle Dobbins, author. Join us next time for even more magical life tips.